So if I want to go to the website is...
I'll send you the link to the application.
All right.
What's your email address?
What's the website? I could probably get there quicker through the website.
Okay, well, I still need to send you emails. So what is your email address?
Well, I already got the email from when you guys sent it to me before. I just need to know the website, like Maverick.com.
Okay, sir, we need to be able to work together here. If this isn't something that we can do, then this isn't going to be something we can proceed forward with.
Okay. Why come at me with a different attitude now? I'm just trying to get the website. That's all.
Okay, because I've asked you for some information and you're not being cooperative.
I already told you that I got the information.
Okay, sir, I don't believe this is going to work out, but I do wish you the best of luck.
Huh. So much for that. Well, I don't know what to say about that one, guys. Well, Maverick, if you guys are interested in Maverick, give them a call. Well, drivers, we got some news. Some very, very interesting news that just came through the desk today. And I want to shout out to each and every one of you guys that be sending me links, that be sending me articles. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you guys still rock with your boy. Now, I've been going into my analytics and I noticed a few things. And it kind of depressed me a little bit. But then when I open up my email, my DMs, my texts, I still see you guys rocking with your boy. So obviously I must be doing something right. And I know a few of you come across me when y'all see some interesting articles. I move in a way that I do truck talk different. But enough of that. I just want to let you guys know that yes, one of the biggest names in trucking suddenly shut it down their CDL program, i.e. their CDL school. So drivers, what do that mean for new drivers that's chasing their dreams to get behind the wheel of a truck? Today, we're going to jump into that conversation. Today, we're going to look at Maverick Transportation and their decision to close a company-sponsored CDL training program.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, is this a big deal to you? Some of you guys, maybe. But before we get into this particular story, I want to go back and see if you guys remember this conversation.
Hold on.
Okay. As long as I can verify that, then any of your orientation and training will be $1,000 a week with us.
Okay, how long is the orientation?
Orientation is a week long, followed by, for flatbed, would be a week of hands-on training. And that's learning the securements and how to tarp and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It's really all dependent upon, certain things. We don't bring someone in to be a trainer typically for less than a year. They at least have to, have over-the-road experience for at least a year. And typically, only, the better of our drivers would become a trainer to begin with. It's not something that's just optional for everybody or mandatory for anybody. Beyond that, your time wouldn't necessarily be declared as forced to go out with a trainer. You're welcome to do whatever time that you would like with a trainer, just because you've never done flatbed. But you wouldn't be necessarily forced to do so. I recommend it, but I'm not forcing you to, and nobody will.
Okay.
Because you do have over-the-road experience.
But
depending upon the division that you're you're interested in, well, actually, no, there is no difference there. All your time away from home, you'll get home every other week. The only two divisions that I have available in your area is over the road that'll get you home every other week. Now, anytime that you're in training, you'll come in, you'll do the week of orientation, that'll be $1,000. Then you'll do the week of hands-on training, that'll be $1,000. And then whatever time after that that you want to or elect to spend in a trainer truck, you'll get paid $1,000 for that time as well. Now then, if you decide that you want to be in there for a week and you've got this figured out, you're good, that's fine. If you want to do it for 2 weeks, that's fine too. There is no minimum amount of time that you spend in a trainer truck. You can elect to do 0, but it's not going to be required of you. But it's also nothing saying that you can't either.
What's the starting CPM?
Depending upon your division here, and this is where we need to be a little more specific with you.
You don't have to be specific.
Okay.
Just give me a general.
Well, man, I can't do that because there's a difference between divisions here.
Okay, so which one? So what's the starting pay for each division then?
Okay, for my over-the-road flatbed, then the starting pay on that would be, we would bring you in at 49 cents. Now, for my glass division, there's a difference. For my glass division, that would be 53 cents.
Okay. Let's say if I've been out of the game for a while, and I decide to come back in, what's the refresher course if you guys have one?
Okay, well, what we've been in reference to here is that you have 2 years experience in the last 5. Is that not the case?
I'm just asking general. Like, do you guys offer a refresher course for a person that's been out of the game
No,
for
sir.
a while? Oh, okay. Is all dispatch forced?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Maverick. That was a conversation I had with the recruiter back in the day. Wasn't a good one. Before we jump into the story, one of my good buddies, Trucker Jim, he went over to Maverick. He didn't go through the CDL program. He had his CDLs already, but he went over and went through the securement school, got in the truck. And I will honestly say maybe the second or third week of doing flatbed with Maverick didn't turn out the way he wanted to turn out.
To go that way, and while making a right-hand turn at an intersection that had a severe, like low shoulder, I think is what it's called, a drop off of the pavement, the trailer tire apparently had went off the pavement and then dropped down, and my load flipped on me. My trailer ended up on the side. Here, I'll include a few pictures for you guys to check it out. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It cost Maverick $12,000 to the tow company that had to send 2 humongous wreckers out to get the trailer back on its, back on all of its wheels.
Another truck driver, a female truck driver that I know, but she went over there and tried to get on with Maverick. Didn't work so well for her. It did not work so well for her. I will leave the link to that video in the description. But we're going to get into it. Maverick Transportation has officially shut it down, their CDL training program, their training school. They're no longer offering company-sponsored CDL for new drivers that's looking for a Class A CDL. No more paid training, no more sponsorship. The pipeline has just came to an abrupt end. No more coming in green. No more will set you up from the ground up. No more. They're done. Several applicants recently spoke with the recruiter, and they have definitely confirmed the change. So in one message that some of these drivers got, they said,
"Thank you so much for your interest in our sponsorship program. We wanted to let you know that our CDL school is closing, so we're unable to move forward with sponsorships at this time. In the meantime, we would love to send you some links to assist you in searching for a school."
Now, let me just stop right there. If you call them and just say that you're looking, or if you're not going to give your full name or anything like that, they're not going to give you the information. Trust me, I know.
Hold on.
I came across a post that says something about you guys not authoring the CDL Class A program anymore. I want to know if that's true or not.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we no longer offer our CDL training. So we would need you to have a Class A CDL before we can move forward. We did recently close our CDL school.
Oh my God. Okay. What would be the reason, if I might ask?
I'm not really sure. I mean, Maverick as a company, that's just something that they decided to do.
So as you guys heard, it is true. I called them myself to find out whether or not they still offering the school. And unfortunately, they're not offering the school anymore. There could be a lot of speculations in this. A lot of you guys like to fill out the applications. They want to know your first, your last name, your firstborn, your social security number, all that good stuff. But you're just doing your research. You're just looking. Sometimes you got to guard your information, because let's just say for some odd reason that you don't decide to go with that company, they still have your information. Not to say they might do anything nefarious with that. Some black op companies have, but I'm just saying, just be careful on who you give your information to. But if you don't give your information to the recruiter, as far as your first, last name and all that other good stuff, they're not going to send you the links. They're just going to be like, hey, find it yourself. Once you earn your CDL though, all right, then they'll be like,
Once you've earned your CDL, please do not hesitate to reach out. We'd be grateful for the opportunity to help you begin your career with Maverick.
Grateful for the opportunity to help you, good driver, to begin your flatbed career with Maverick. So the official direction now pretty much is find your own CDL school, pay for your own training, and then come back with your license. So as far as they shutting down though, the main reason cited is speculative, right? Think of it this way. It could be that too many drivers was completing the training and then leaving the company shortly after that. The turnover pretty much made the program too expensive to run. In other words, drivers trained for free, got their CDL, and then they bounced. Maverick just simply ate the cost and eventually said enough is enough. So drivers, listen, man, this kind of hit two ways though. First, for the new drivers, I know this is going to hurt. A lot of you guys rely on company sponsored training, and it's always been one of the only entry points for new people that's interested in getting into the industry by getting their CDLs who don't have $5,000 to $10,000 up front for a CDL school. when a major carrier like Maverick closes its doors on students, that's just another way that's gone. Second, it does expose a bigger problem in the industry, though. Companies want loyalty from their drivers, but they don't offer enough stability to earn it. Drivers, I don't think drivers aren't leaving because they want to. They're not leaving for the fun of it. They're leaving because the pay isn't what they was promised and the miles just ain't there, or the conditions just didn't match the sales pitch that the recruiter gave them. So Maverick shutting down the school isn't just a business decision, though. It's just a sign of a system that's broken from the inside. Also, when you think about it, it's about the retention. See, if your drivers do everything they can to get out as fast as possible, the problem might not be the school. It's the company. But think of it this way. When they graduate and get their CDLs and get with the company afterwards, and the company just pretty much treat them like shit, then that gives them the go ahead to say, hey, I got my license. I don't need to stay here to try to complete the contract that I have with them. They just said, fuck you. And here's the irony. They say training became too expensive, but turnovers is always expensive, right? Drivers leaving within months is a symptom, not the cause. See, drivers, we've seen all of this before with Prime. I'm not even sure if Prime even taking new potentials. CRST, which to my understanding, they limited the amount of people that's coming in with them as well. And I know I said in one episode that they was shutting down their OTR division. Well, they're cutting back on their OTR division. They're not completely shutting it down. They just cutting back on it, I guess. CR England, to be honest, I haven't heard much from them as far as the training program goes. And Swift is Swift. You know what I'm saying? Swift is Swift, right? They all struggled, though. They all struggled with the balance of quote unquote free training versus how do we keep these drivers from running the moment they get their CDL before their contract is up. See, Maverick Transportation, they just tapped out early. So drivers, this decision will shrink the pipeline for new drivers. It will also push more drivers to look for private schools like my school, Tri-C Academy, or Tri-C Trucking Academy, better known as Tri-C Innovation Center in Euclid, Ohio. Make sure you look them up. I'm not sure if they still charge the same. I know I paid about $5,000 for my CDL. It might be maybe $100 more, $100, I guess. But give them a call. I will leave the information to them in the description below. But now, those private CDL schools, you got to make sure you find the right one, because some of them are garbage. And a lot of them, which was in a previous video that I talked about, was cut off from the MCSA. See, now you got to make sure that you find a good CDL school that is registered with the FMCSA now. See, they just shut down about 3,000 of them. You got to make sure that the quality of the schools that you're looking for is not only in that, but also can do what they need to do to get you set for your career in trucking. Now, for the industry, this is a red flag, drivers. This is a red flag. For new drivers, it's another barrier. For Maverick, this is them quietly saying that we don't want to risk investing in you unless you invest in yourself first. That's what they saying. See, it's the new trucking reality, drivers. More companies are stepping back from training because they don't trust the drivers to stay. Drivers don't even trust the companies enough to stay. And around and round and round we keep going. See, Maverick shutting down his school is a warning sign, drivers. The industry is tightening up, and new drivers, you guys just need to be prepared.